Hi everybody and welcome back to the CYT-Crypto afternoon edition, whereby we look at the news that are making the headlines in the crypto world today. So let's jump straight in. Before we jump straight in, if you want to join my free kind of training class coming up and a chance to join a premium group, which is only open for 1 week only, there's a link down below to join the free crypto class that I've got coming up at the end of July. So you've still got time to do that as well, so make sure you click on the link below as well. Okay, let's jump into the markets. See what is happening just now, make sure we're on. We are indeed. Okay, where are we just now? We'll just kind of refresh this. Bitcoin is going down slightly just now, so we'll just say what the market capitalization is at the moment. We've got an overall market cap of $279 billion. Bitcoin dominance still at 65.8%, still at a 2-year high just now. Bitcoin itself, $10,306 at the moment. It's coming back down. Question today, is Bitcoin going to fall? Today, are we being manipulated and we've been set up for a big price drop in Bitcoin? Could be. Japan content still up 19%. REN, Rift token, I haven't heard of Rift token, it's just jumped into top 100. Bytom, Agrisha are all up in double-digit greens. So in the red, we have Metaverse ETP, Clipper Coin, XMAX Nano, Ogre Chainlink, Leo, Komodo, all down as well, but not that much. Probably about 17% in the red and about 83% in the green today. We'll just have a look at the Bitcoin price. It's just literally just jumped back up. So manipulated, this market just now. Literally just jumped back up. So I don't know what's going on there. So it was down at 10,200. Just jumped up $400 within a space of about 2 minutes. Yeah, literally 2 minutes. So I don't know what's going on there, but we're in a heavily manipulated market just now. And it's weird to watch. And it's not good for the market when it's being manipulated like this, when it's so volatile like this. It's not good at all. And I don't think there's any news that would suggest why. We just have to look at... see if there's any news that just come on. So look at Crypto Panic. Nope, there's nothing over the last couple of minutes. So I don't know why we're shooting up like this. So it's shot up $400. This is manipulation. Just pure manipulation in the marketplace just now. We've seen it over the last couple of days, with prices shooting down from the kind of 13,000 mark. We'll look at over the kind of 4 hourly. Show exactly what I mean. So from 13,000, we've seen it with the 14,000, a big drop of 4,000. Then jump up of 2,500, big drop of 3,000, jump up there of nearly 4,000 again, drop. So it's kind of in cycles just now. So we've been heavily manipulated just now in the market space, which is not a good thing overall for crypto. It just makes this kind of look like a joke that a few people can manipulate the markets like this. And it can't be that everybody's jumping on board and hearing some kind of news at the same time. That's not what it is. This is manipulation kind of at its worst, and it's not good for the crypto market at all. And thank goodness I'm not trading Bitcoin at the moment, because obviously it was going down and there was a clear sense that it was going to go down further. But now it's kind of changed again. So topsy-turvy. Okay, a look at the news. Just now, Bitcoin IRS takes on Crooks and the good guys as well. Turns out there's no FBAR mandate on your offshore Bitcoin account, as the government making a tactical retreat in its war on moneylenders and tax cheats. First of all, I have to thank Debvin, James Oklahoma and Rob for the news stories for today. They kind of curate the news for me, and I kind of look at them and test it. Well, kind of look over a lot of them and test them. So a big thank you to Deb, Rob and James for today's news stories. In response to a request for guidance from an accountants group, the Treasury Financial Crimes Enforcement Network has recently decreed that cryptocurrency accounts held by exchanges located outside the country don't have to be disclosed. That means you don't have to confess your Binance assets on the Foreign Bank and Financial Accounts Report, which is the FBAR. The report, which is filed on a form called FinCEN 114, is required when a taxpayer's financial assets held in foreign institutions top $10,000. So that's going to make a big difference to a lot of people. So this could have an effect on the kind of price in Bitcoin or kind of cryptocurrency prices as well. So crypto trader says mysterious whale building massive buy walls. So this is a strange one as well, and it just shows you again the manipulation. So crypto traders said an Ethereum whale is making a huge splash in the crypto exchange Binance. According to Three Arrows Capital CEO Suzu, the whale has bought 300,000 Ethereum worth about $70 million in recent weeks. The most recent buy order clocks in at 20,000 Ethereum worth about $4.5 million. Now, the big buy order triggered a debate on whether the whale is trying to create the illusion of demand to push the price of Ether, Bitcoin and the entire crypto market higher. So this is from Big Cheds. That's actually bearish. I know it's counterintuitive, but it is bearish. This is called a prop bid, and often will get pulled if it begins to fill. The opposite of this is a loading wall, where you see a huge sell order scaring others. So initially that's what you would think. However, Kernel Traders come back and says, usually I'd agree, but I disagree here. Whoever this entity is had a 350 plus BTC buy wall the other night, and I watched the entire order get sold into it piece by piece. I don't see this as bullish or bearish. So that was a strange one as well, because this is having quite a long balance. You see these big orders for Ethereum, and we've got a picture here. Somebody's taken a screenshot of it. You can see this order here, 435 Bitcoin worth, $4.5 million. So it's not prop bid here. It doesn't look like it, but they've done this a number of times. On Sunday, a separate crypto whale was accused of selling 15,000 Ethereum on a crypto exchange, Bitstamp, and triggering a cascade that pushed Bitcoin and the overall crypto market at large into a downward spiral as well. So there's big players in the market just now, and we're clearly being manipulated. Clearly. As can be just even from a couple of minutes ago. We can see kind of what's happening. This is the last 5 minutes. So look at this. If you look at this, so even on the 5 minute chart, you just say this is going down further, and then boom, it goes up $500. Clear manipulation, I'd say. Brad Garlinghouse highlights key differences between Ripple's tactics and Facebook's approach to digital assets. So Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse joined CNBC's Squawk Box to talk about Facebook digital asset Libra. And he goes on to say, I think on the most macro level, it's been good for the world because it's brought a lot of attention on a set of technologies that really can't benefit mainstream banking, mainstream consumer experiences around banking. I think there's a little bit of perhaps arrogance, maybe Silicon Valley arrogance, with how Facebook approached this and just somewhat brazenly running into some things without checking some of the boxes. So he's admitted just what I've said as well, that Libra has been good. It's gotten everybody talking about kind of cryptocurrency and Silicon Valley and kind of politicians as well. There's a big spotlight on cryptocurrencies just now. So Garlinghouse says he agrees with Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, who has issued a warning about new digital assets like Libra and the dangers of unregulated cryptocurrencies, which I have to agree with as well. When asked why he suggested Silicon Valley arrogance is at play, Garlinghouse responds, I think the conversation with regulators for Facebook started some time ago, and I think that they had heard loud and clear some of these reservations, and I don't think they took the time to address some of them. Garlinghouse points out that Facebook's Libra Association, a consortium of companies that will oversee the new project, has zero banks. By failing to ask legacy players to collaborate, Facebook effectively crashed the party. So he says that there's a huge opportunity to change the way the world financial systems work, and that is very beneficial to consumers, businesses, etc. But again, it's not competing with the banks. And David Marcus came out when he announced Libra and said this spells the end of Western Union. That was a huge call to action to the banks around the world that had been watching big tech players that they're fearful are going to come into the space. So the big banks are watching, and this is Brad Garlinghouse responding to kind of questions about Libra on CNBC as well. Brad Garlinghouse getting a lot of attention, as is Ripple and XRP as well, but still it's not doing anything at the moment. Crypto firm chief accepts invitation to Warren Buffett lunch with Tron's Justin Sun. So Jeremy Allaire, the chief executive officer of crypto-powered finance firm Circle, has just accepted an invitation to join Tron and Bitcoin CEO Justin Sun for a lunch date with legendary investor Warren Buffett. Allaire, who founded the Goldman Sachs-backed Circle in 2013, will attend the event along with Charlie Lee, the creator of Litecoin, the world's fourth largest cryptocurrency, who has also confirmed his attendance as one of Sun's guests. So now they've got Warren Buffett, they've got Justin Sun, they've got Charlie Lee, and now they've got Jeremy Allaire at the table as well. So I wonder who else is going to join. That'll be interesting to watch as well. Privacy cryptocurrency Zcash prepares for a friendly fork. In about 5 hours' time, which has kind of been and gone, the privacy-oriented cryptocurrency Zcash will spawn a new blockchain network called Ycash. It will be the first of its kind to boast a near-identical codebase to the Zcash blockchain, but function as a separate network and de facto competitor. First announced in April, the effort is spearheaded by long-time Zcash supporter Howard Liu. Liu described in a Zcash forum post that Ycash was a preemptive move to resist future community decisions that may extend Zcash's system of developer funding known as the Founder's Reward beyond a promised 10% cap of total token supply. That's already happened for Zcash, so Ycash is now coming out as well. Altcoins back on the rise with Litecoin leading the charge. This was kind of earlier on today, but seemed to have gone down a wee bit now. So if we look at, we'll just look at Binance, that's the one that a lot of people are trading on. So look at Binance at the moment and look at the exchange and just see what the alts are doing. And you can see there's not even one full page of the alts going up, but Ren has gone up, Mana, Fun, TNB, and DGD are all up just now. But the rest are kind of going down. So that's obviously the Bitcoin rising, 10,562. They've just come back down again. So they were kind of on the rise. Litecoin was leading the charge, but it's just so up and down just now. It's unbelievable. Bitcoin isn't going away. What Congress needs to understand about cryptos. So this was from Bitcoinist.com. So CNBC's Fast Money. After testifying on Capitol Hill, Meltdown explains what Congress is getting wrong about Bitcoin and Facebook Libra as well. So speaking to CNBC, Meltem Demires, Chief Strategy Officer at CoinShares, highlighted the already regulated nature of the Bitcoin space. Exchanges and wallet providers have to comply with anti-money laundering provisions in different jurisdictions. This really contrasts greatly with the usual soundbites espoused by the anti-Bitcoin crowd. US Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin even remarked that the government doesn't want Bitcoin to become the next Swiss-numbered bank account. So she goes on to talk about Libra as well. Everybody's kind of talking about Libra, and it's not even out yet. It's not even out yet. So it's due for coming out in January, but it's still not out just now. Tom Lee is afraid Trump will institute a Bitcoin ban. I think a lot of people are. Is Libra dragging Bitcoin down? So since Libra, kind of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg has come out and talked about Libra coming out, obviously there's been a lot of political unrest. So this is Tom Lee, Fundstrat head analyst Thomas Lee appears to share in these fears, and over the past 3 days, Lee posted tweets outlining his fears that Bitcoin's 5 minutes of fame could expose it to the ire of President Trump. According to Lee, Bitcoin price action is likely to remain choppy until the media and legislative focus shift to other matters. So Tom Lee says Washington and media coverage of crypto and Bitcoin is turning into too much of a good thing because it might push real Donald Trump towards escalation. Need Brexit, China trade war, Eurobanks back in the headlines, Bitcoin choppy until then. We're kind of seeing that just now, but I do feel that is manipulation. It's just jumped down again, what, $200? $165 within a space of a couple of minutes. So it'd be interesting to see where it's going to be at the end of this kind of broadcast as well. VeChain in the headlines. VeChain holders can't get their heads around this price thing. So good things come to those who wait, and the VeChain crowd feels like they have been waiting forever since the release of the mainnet, waiting to see the number of transactions increase on the VeChain blockchain. With the announcement that Walmart China was going to use the VeChain blockchain for the new food safety and traceability platform, the Walmart China blockchain traceability platform, things were starting to look positive again. Not only did Walmart announce that they're collaborating with VeChain, but they're also going live imminently, already apparent in the number of daily transactions increasing on the blockchain. By July the 16th, the number of daily transactions reached over 1 million, and that's a huge step forward for the Chinese crypto startup and the community behind it. But what about the price? Yeah, it saw a positive response and increase in the days surrounding the Walmart announcement, but nothing related to the number of transactions. And here is where the community is racking their brains, trying to somehow put the pieces together and figure out why 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2. So because VeChain's coin VET has seen a tough year with the price falling heavily, VET is now ranked 33rd in CoinMarketCap. At the time of writing, the ranking of market caps has become an accepted way of comparing one cryptocurrency to another, blah, blah, blah. And Bitcoin is up, also down. Bitcoin is down, also down. So this is really kind of talking about VeChain and why it's not. Will basic supply and demand finance bring VET back like a phoenix rising from the ashes? So all the fancy partnerships or the millions of transactions haven't moved the needle of the price much higher for VET, but there is another future event that holders are pinning their hopes on, which is basic supply and demand model. Currently, all VET circulating are producing about 38 million VETHO daily, and in the past few weeks, the number of VETHO burned has been getting very close to reach, or even surpass that number. A couple of times the amount reached the low 30 million, and on July the 16th, the amount of VETHO burned was 35.4 million, and just a few more million, and the next big milestone has been reached. So I think with VeChain, I think they've got a very good product there, but everybody is getting frustrated. But a lot of people are getting frustrated overall with, this is a 5-minute chart, we don't want to do that. Overall, with all the cryptos just now, with all the altcoins just now. So it's at an all-time low. VET is one of those quality companies that is going to come back when the altcoin purge has happened. So when the altcoin purge happens, that means you're going to get rid of a lot of the shitcoins, a lot of the projects that one-man dev teams, a lot of the projects where only ideas have never been implemented, a lot of the crap basically, and just get them out of the market. And the likes of VET and the likes of loads of other ones as well. I'm not going to name a lot of them, but there's going to be a lot of dead coins basically very, very soon before the end of this year. And that is going to happen. The altcoin purge is happening just now. But meantime, the alts, the truly good alts, are getting caught up in the crossfire at the moment. Bitcoin still legal in India, a crypto regulation in the works. So Finance Minister, Bitcoin regulations coming, respond to a request for clarity on the state's view of cryptocurrency. Anurag Thakur, India's Minister of State for Finance and Corporate Affairs, firmly denied any token was illegal. I'm not going to go much into that, but in India it's still legal for the moment, so they're looking for regulation as well. New Jersey takes online market to court over 2018 crypto token sale. So the US state of New Jersey has taken legal action over about securities violations by token-powered online rental marketplace Pocket-ins. So New Jersey attorney, according to the announcement, Pocket-ins sold the tokens for Ether, cryptocurrency, in an initial token offering, but neither the firm nor MADA had registered with the Bureau. So New Jersey has taken them to court for that. We'll see what happens, what transpires for that. It's not a big story. Bitcoin is a demographic megatrend, survey concludes. So survey sentiment has improved dramatically. Blockchain Capital asked the Harris Poll research firm to conduct a study comprising a sample of 2,209 American adults in April 2009. The results highlighted that Bitcoin is a demographic megatrend led by younger age groups. The only area where older demographics matched younger demographics was awareness. Regardless of age, the vast majority of the American population has heard of Bitcoin. So I think everybody's heard of Bitcoin because it's been on the news, but they don't know much about it. I think that's the kind of difference there. And this study that's been kind of carried out probably cost thousands of dollars. It doesn't really tell us much, to be honest. But I've not looked at the full report itself. But it just tells us the younger age group are into Bitcoin and actually buying Bitcoin as well, basically. We'll go back to the Bitcoin chart just before we finish up. BTC, USD, be interested to see where it is over the space of the last 10-15 minutes. 10,534. And when we started, it was at, where were we? We're kind of down here. 10,235. So let's jump back up again. Look at the 15-minute chart. And see that big candle there. So it's going to be, it looks like it's going to be really choppy. I still think it's manipulation, but it just looks really, really choppy just now. So not a good market to trade in, but there's always going to be trading opportunities. So keep your eyes out, keep your eyes peeled for that. Okay, until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.